Hi guys, and welcome back to the Scenic Smiths. In this video, my husband and I are going to be talking all about our weekend trip to Nashville, Tennessee. So when most people think about Nashville, they think of Broadway, cowboy boots, bars, bachelorette party chaos. Yet my husband and I did the whole downtown Nashville thing last year, and this year we wanted something a little more low-key and chill for our weekend trip, including eating an incredible amount of Asian food, tracking down viral desserts that I had seen on TikTok, touring a presidential home I did not expect to love as much as I did, checking out all kinds of unique and classic cars, and more. Good morning, guys, and kind of welcome back. It's been a while. It is a beautiful morning this morning. It's about 8:30 a.m. and we are heading out for a little birthday celebration for my husband this weekend in Nashville, Tennessee. Last year we went to Nashville and we did a lot of stuff like right downtown, on Broadway, by the water. This year we're changing it up a little bit and we're going to be heading more towards the outskirts of Nashville. We decided to kick things off by coming in Saturday morning to Nashville through a little town right outside called Antioch. Our first stop on this trip was at TashTea Café, which is a Kurdish and Turkish breakfast spot that set the bar pretty dang high for our weekend. At TashTea Café, my husband and I ordered the Turkish TashTea platter for two, which included 2 types of cheese, rose jam, berry jam, olives, honey and butter, hummus, yogurt, feta, tahini with grape molasses, halva, tomatoes and cucumber, sausage, cantaloupe, fried peppers and squash, salami, a cheese roll, pita bread, and then there were some specifically traditional Turkish dishes. This kind of reminded me of like a charcuterie board style platter. It just kept going, and there was lots of different things to eat and nibble on and try, and it was a super fun experience. My husband ordered the Turkish coffee, which was served with Turkish delight in a silver ornate little teacup on this big platter. You know, Turkish coffee is known for being rich, strong, and spicy. When I think about Turkish delight, I often think about the Chronicles of Narnia, and specifically in Book 2 or the movie Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. If you know, you know, Edmund sells out his family for a taste of Turkish delight with the witch. So every time I think of Turkish delight, I think of Narnia. When it comes to my favorite at TashTea, I would say the flaky, savory phyllo dough dish that was filled with this hearty filling of potato and cheese. I'm a sucker for anything made with phyllo dough that's flaky and buttery and delicious, so this was a 10 out of 10 for me. We also ordered a type of bagel. Now, this isn't the bagel as a lot of Americans would know of it. It's not boiled like a normal bagel. This type of bagel is coated in a molasses mixture, covered with sesame seeds, and baked to a crispy golden brown perfection. We just got back from our breakfast.
Yeah, they do like a brunch platter that's just all kinds of different stuff.
Now we're gonna head over to the Hermitage, which is Andrew Jackson's home and all of that. It's like the museum and everything. So yep. After a delicious and very filling breakfast at TashTea Café, my husband and I headed over to the Hermitage, which, if you don't know, is Andrew Jackson's home and museum. Andrew Jackson is one of the several presidents that Tennessee has contributed, so I thought it was an interesting piece of state history at the very least. I've been to a few presidential homes before, Washington, Jefferson, and Madison, but going into this one, I really didn't know what to expect. I don't know too much about Andrew Jackson, for one. However, I was pleasantly surprised to figure out this was one of my favorite presidential homes, if not my favorite. Now, the grounds were certainly lacking a little for me, but the actual inside of the home itself was pretty beautiful, especially the wallpaper. I wanted to pull that wallpaper down and bring it home with me. It was so pretty, and what impressed me the most about this place was how well preserved the estate and the grounds were. Due to a bit of winter weather that recently hit Nashville, the grounds were closed off in certain places, but even then you could still walk around some of the area and tell how stunning this would really be in the spring or fall. I still learned so much more than I expected to, and I always appreciate a historical site that doesn't just assume you know everything. They also have a super cute little gift shop, which as an English lover, I actually thought the selections of books and things in there was really solid. They had all kinds of diverse reading materials for American literature, which, I mean, that had my attention pretty quick. I think the Hermitage was definitely worth the stop and a very important piece of Tennessee and American history. I think the tour guide said this is one of the most visited presidential homes in America, so I thought that was an interesting note as well. From there, we drove over to Opry Mills, which can be a lot. For context, this area is home to the Grand Ole Opry, which is a place where all these famous country music artists come and perform, and it's also home of the massive Opryland Hotel. I've never stayed there, but my husband has. The mall itself, Opry Mills, is huge. It's busy, it's crowded, but it does have a lot of stores, which is definitely a plus if you are into some shopping. It's not directly like downtown Nashville, but it does get a lot of visitors. There are some other shopping options nearby, like Tanger Outlets over in Antioch. And there's also some malls to the south. Do your research ahead of time. And I didn't record here because honestly, who wants to see my husband and me looking at merchandise? After we finished shopping, we checked into our B&B accommodation, Aire Mansion, which is located right there along the highway. The Aire Mansion is a recently renovated historic property. We didn't actually stay inside the mansion simply due to budget. Some of the cheaper rooms were actually located in the house right next to the mansion called the Retreat House. We stayed in a room called Captain's, and it was adorable. The decor was super classy and it had a very nautical flair. Everything was fully furnished and it had its own private entrance. Check-in was super easy. Everything is sent via text. Obviously, they have staff on hand in the mansion. You can definitely, during the business hours, you can get any sort of assistance or help you need. The only noise really in this whole place came from a nearby highway. If you want to be in a location where you can go to and fro easily, I definitely recommend Aire Mansion. Since it is a B&B, they offer breakfast, but we actually ended up skipping it this time because we had plans for breakfast later. So after resting and enjoying our accommodations a little bit, hunger inevitably returned, so we headed to L&L Market in West Nashville. I heard about L&L Market honestly through TikTok and online searching, but I'm really glad I did. This place was super great. First and foremost, in a city, parking is a thing you have to figure out, which is super stressful at times. But here at L&L Market, parking is totally free for up to 3 hours as long as you are a patron of one of the establishments inside the market. Man, this was such a cozy and quaint little restaurant. Just so you know, seating is limited here. They have a window for walk-up orders just in case sitting and eating is not your style. My husband first ordered the tomka soup. We shared chicken satay as an appetizer, and for my main dish, I got the massaman curry, which, and I'm no expert, but out of my experiences, this is honestly the best one that I've ever had. I found that the spice level of this massaman curry was perfect. It wasn't too sweet, it was not runny, and it was just the right amount of peanut for a creaminess and depth, which is just how I like it. My husband ordered the drunken noodles, which he also said was the best he's ever had, and by the way, he is much more experienced on Thai food than me, so I honestly think that the two of us put together make a pretty dependable recommendation. So if you're looking for a bit of nice, authentic, cozy Thai food and you want it located conveniently near other stores and restaurants, I would recommend checking out L&L Market and going over to Ni Yom. The service was fantastic and the food was delicious. After dinner, we were right there in L&L Market, so perfect walking distance to Eat Bubbles, which is a boba shop in L&L Market that offers boba flights. Yes, boba flights. For our flight, we were able to choose from their menu 3 different options. We chose the regular milk tea with boba, Vietnamese coffee with coffee jelly, and mango tea with some sort of jelly. Oh. Oh my god, what does this taste like?
Mango?
No. You gotta try this. It's very mango tea. You'll like it. The sweetness level here at Eat Bubbles is pretty mild, so if you like your boba sweet, definitely order accordingly. But the tapioca was freshly made. The tea tasted incredibly real and fresh. And my favorite, honestly, was the Vietnamese coffee. It paired well with our dessert. One of the viral trends that I've seen recently on TikTok is this thing called a Jiggly cat pudding. It is literally a type of pudding that is molded to look the shape of a cat. And there's a little eyes drawn onto it. It's super adorable. And it jiggles. Jiggle it. The Jiggly cat was totally not what I expected, but It was delicious. It was vanilla, yogurt-like in consistency, extremely cute, and very enjoyable. I think some things go viral because they're just good. I like it when that happens. Good morning. We had a great night's sleep. Now we're getting started. It's bright and early and can't wait to go downtown today.
Great weather today.
The next morning started early as we headed down for another viral stop that I'd seen on TikTok. D'Andrew's Bakery. And yes, I know this one actually is in the heart of downtown, but it is so worth it. Trust me on this. D'Andrew's specializes in geometric and lifelike pastries modeled after fruit. When we got to D'Andrew's, we literally waited outside at 8 a.m. for them to open. We got in and we ordered a Biscoff croissant, a Dubai chocolate croissant, a savory egg and sausage croissant, and one of their geometric popping peach desserts. Just in case you're interested in this viral fruit dessert trend, they also had banana, apple, cherry, and nectarine. So if those are a little bit more to your palate, then they have those too. Peach personally was calling our name.
There's something in the middle.
And the texture of this viral dessert surprised me so much. It wasn't whipped cream like I had expected. It was more of an orange sherbet consistency. It seemed like it was a chilled type of dessert, I guess, so it would hold its shape. And it had a very subtle peach flavor and real fruit in the center. We also grabbed coffee here, and luckily we're able to snag some free parking in a nearby garage. After that, we left downtown and headed back towards Antioch for a grocery store called Pan Asia. This is a newly opened Asian grocer similar to an H Mart, and it had literally opened 2 days before our trip. So, of course, when I saw that it was coming to Nashville and I saw it had just opened up a couple days before we were expected to arrive, I knew we needed to add it to our itinerary. We got there 10 minutes before opening and there was already a line across the parking lot. Imagine an Asian grocery store that's like Kroger or Food City size. Fresh meat, produce, frozen food, shelf-stable items, an Asian bakery, sushi counter, deli, boba shop, all under one roof. It's so cool. Of course, we stocked up from the sushi counter. I got my husband a spicy tuna onigiri.
So I got this real fun little onigiri, spicy tuna. First bite for you.
But okay, so have you had one before? Okay, so the first time, and it's a positive experience.
Very.
So now you get to fulfill your 7-Eleven dreams. He's always really wanted to try one of these little onigiris because of those Japanese convenience store videos. We also grabbed some bulldog. We got the tom yum and curry flavors. They honestly had a whole aisle full of instant noodles. They had almost every flavor imaginable, and our local Walmart only sells like 3 types of bulldog. So we definitely made sure to get some types that we can't get anywhere else. We also got some sauces like sriracha and soy, some 7-Eleven style drink pouches, banana milk, and of course, the viral fruit ice creams. Viral ice cream mangoes. Mango ice cream.
Clink.
This is a giant burst of mango. So there is an outer shell, but it's like a very, very thin layer of like white chocolate or something.
Yeah, but it doesn't snap. It's like a
squish.
Smooth. That's fun.
Wow. Very good. Creamy. If we came at any other point today.
Yeah, they're literally stopping people at the door and there's like 100 people outside waiting to get in. Somehow this whole thing came out to be about $75. From what I've noticed on Facebook in the days since we've been to Pan Asia, the grocery store, I can definitely tell that they are picking up steam and picking up more traffic. So it is probably going to be crowded down there for a little while. But I honestly think that if you're willing to wait in line, it is worth the wait. After Pan Asia, we went over to the Lane Motor Museum, which is, again, kind of on the outskirts of the city. And going in, I had no expectations for this museum, honestly. My husband found it online. I didn't question it. This actually was one of the biggest and most pleasant surprises of the trip because I think I went into it with 0 expectations. There was so much room to be pleasantly surprised. Okay, so I totally did not know what to expect before we came here. This is actually a really nice museum with lots of exhibits. It's amazing.
They've got lots of different themed like little exhibits, and then over there they've got like them sorted by country. You can see the flags in the distance sorted by country.
Highly recommended. Definitely worth $15.
This is cool.
It was $15 a person for admission for 2 adults. We spent about 2 hours exploring hundreds of vehicles, many foreign, many completely unique. Plus, there were some aircraft, scooters, motorcycles, things like that. I thought the exhibits were very thoughtfully curated. I could tell they were updated seasonally. I even noticed a little Black History Month feature, so props to them. One of the worst things, in my opinion, as a museum goer, I love a good museum. Sue me. But one of the most annoying things about some places is they charge you a large fee and they don't update anything. It's like you can tell the stuff has been there for like 30 years and not changed at all. That's not the vibe that I got at all with the Lane Motor Museum, so I thought it was a real hit. And I even noticed that they're expanding this year, so there should be, I think, more to come. At this point in the trip, like, we were having a blast, but the time was quickly coming to an end. I mean, it's Sunday evening and we got work on Monday, so we had one final stop, and it was also in Antioch, In and Out, which is notable, by the way. In and Out is a West Coast only chain, and in Tennessee they now have 3 all on the outskirts of Nashville. They have one in Lebanon, one in Murfreesboro, and one in Antioch. I don't know if all of them are currently open, but that is the big news, right? Like 3 In-N-Outs are being put up outside of Nashville, and the one in Antioch just opened up back in December 2025. So when we arrived, I was shocked. This was like Chick-fil-A on steroids. We waited probably 25 minutes or so in the drive-through line. I mean, they had an entire parking lot full of just cones and things to keep us in the line. And, you know, as I'm waiting, my expectations are rising. But to be honest, I was kind of underwhelmed with the In-N-Out. If you know what you're getting into and you've had In-N-Out on the West Coast, I mean, heck, it's In-N-Out. They've got some in Nashville now. Have a blast with that. I thought the fries were kind of bland. The bun was kind of dry, and I felt like the patty was just okay. I definitely loved the little spread that they put on their burgers. I thought that really tried to save the whole thing, but I'm sorry. I think the West Coast can kind of keep In and Out. That's just me. So anyway, with our bellies full and our spirits high, we finally left the outskirts of Nashville for home, making our weekend exploring Nashville totally complete. Let me know in the comments if you want me to go a little bit more into the viral foods that we had. I can definitely go more into depth on those. I can do some reviews on some of the things we snacked at the grocery store. Honestly, I could talk more on any of this. I had so much fun this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!